Today is Thursday, Parashat Chayei Sarah. The pasuk in the parasha reads, "Vayivieha Itzhak ha'ohela Sarah imo," and Itzhak brought Rivka into the tent of his mother. Vayika et Rivka vatehilo leisha. He took Rivka as a wife. Vayehavea, and he loved her. Vayinachem Itzhak acharei imo, and Itzhak was consoled after his mother, after the death of his mother. So Rashi explains that the person is very connected to his mother, and when the mother passes away, then the person is consoled through his connection with his wife. But the order of the pasuk, it says he married her and he loved her. Many times we would think, popularly accepted idea, that first you love and then you marry. Yeah, there has to be, of course, affinity there, and you marry. But the real development of more and more love really develops after even the marriage, because as our rabbis teach us, love is a result of giving. The more you give, the more you love that person that you give to. And in marriage, in a couple, there is a lot of giving to each other, and the more you give to your spouse, the more there will be love and appreciation for that spouse. Then the Rashi says that he brought her to the tent of his mother Sarah, and there were 3 miracles that were there during the time that Sarah Imenu was alive. And these 3 miracles came back when Rivka came into the tent. These 3 miracles was the light of candles of Shabbat stayed lit from one Erev Shabbat to the next Erev Shabbat. For a whole week they stayed lit. The other miracle is there was an incredible blessing, beracha, in the dough. And the other miracle was that there was a divine cloud that hovered over, a spiritual type of cloud that hovered over the tent of Sarah Imenu. And these 3 miracles came back when Rivka came into the tent. What are these 3 miracles about? Actually, they relate to some of the mitzvot that ladies are responsible for, which is chala, tarat hamishpacha, and hadlakat nerot Shabbat. Chala is separating the challah from the dough when you bake bread. Tarat hamishpacha is to keep the laws of ritual purity that women are responsible for. And then also hadlakat nerot Shabbat, the lighting of Shabbat candles. And these 3 mitzvot are referred to in these miracles. The Shabbat candles stayed lit from one Erev Shabbat to the next Erev Shabbat could be understood physically. There was a miracle, they stayed lit. But also more as an idea, as a concept, that the Kedusha of Shabbat carried into the rest of the whole week after it. In other words, Shabbat is a day of spirituality. But every day of the week also can be imbued with a certain quality of spirituality that this light of Shabbat shines on it. And therefore, in the case of Sarah Imenu and Rivka, the whole week was spiritually enlightened. Just like as if it was that the candles from one Shabbat stayed to the next Shabbat through the whole week. Every weekday was imbued with spirituality comparable to Shabbat. There was blessing in the dough, because Afrashat Challah, when we separate from the dough, the Challah that was given to the Kohanim at the time of Bittan, and now symbolically we separate, now because it's a mitzvah to separate it, even though we're not able to give it to the Kohanim because they're not considered to be ritually pure because we don't have the red heifer today. But the idea is dedicating to the Kohanim or to Hashem, because the Kohanim were the priests in Beit HaMikdash. To dedicate that to Hashem first is what brings blessings to the dough, where even a smaller quantity can last for longer. And finally, the idea of Tarat HaMishpacha that is referred to here is what brings a cloud of a certain spiritual cloud of holiness, that is a canopy of spirituality that was hovering over the tent because of that purity that is present in the home. And this was some of the ideas connected to this pasuk in the parasha of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.